So ordered. Chair recognizes Mr. Lawler from New York.
Governor Hochul, under your watch, New York has spent billions of dollars of taxpayer money providing free housing, clothing, food, education, and health care to illegal immigrants. Meanwhile, you're charging hardworking New Yorkers $2,500 annually just for the privilege of driving to work. Speaking of driving, when you ran for Congress, did you oppose giving driver's licenses to illegals, yes or no?
No, that was previous to that. It was in 2020.
You had a commercial running for Congress touting your position.
No, but the position
about
goes back earlier than that.
driver's
My
license.
My point.
Did you oppose giving driver's licenses to illegals when you were running for Congress, yes or no?
At the time I did, and I'll tell you
Governor,
why.
yes or no?
I had a
yes
chance to go out and see a very rural district
Reclaiming my
where
time.
mothers were being denied the chance
Governor,
to drive
yes
their
or no?
kids
Do
to
you
the doctor's
support
office.
illegal immigrants getting
People were being denied the
taxpayer-funded
chance to
health
go to their
care?
jobs, and I understood the
Governor,
merits
please
of
answer
having
the
it.
question.
Governor,
I'm not sure there'll ever be a real question.
you were asked a question and you chose to try to
gave an
deflect.
answer.
The fact is you did support giving illegals driver's licenses, oppose giving illegals driver's licenses. Now you support it. Governor, yes or no? Do you support illegal immigrants getting taxpayer-funded health care, yes or no?
We provide health care to people in need, including moms with new babies.
Do you support giving illegal immigrants taxpayer-funded health care, yes or no?
We support giving money, support
The
for
answer is
healthcare.
yes. You expanded health care access in 2024
Yes, I did.
under Medicaid.
For senior citizens
Governor,
and
after the
moms with
election,
new
you
babies.
said,
I would do it all
reclaiming
over
my
again.
time. Governor, after the election, you said, someone breaks the law, I'll be the first one to call up ICE and say, get them out of here. Governor, yes or no? Have you personally called up ICE and asked them to get anyone out of New York?
As the governor of New York, I have an entire state police force
Have you
that
personally
carries on
called
my
anybody up
directions.
and asked ICE to get anyone out of New York, yes or no?
My state police acts as my agency and
You
my
have
surrogate.
not, correct?
When I say me, I'm referring to my entities such as the state police that handle
You're like
that.
Governor Cuomo, I am the government?
That's your
position?
characterization, not mine.
Yes or no, should ICE have been called on Sebastian Zapata Cali?
Can you refresh me as to the circumstances of the case?
He's the individual who burned the woman alive on the train.
Of course.
Should
they
ICE have been called on him?
NYPD was handling that situation.
Should ICE have been called? That's my question. Yes or no?
If there was an arrest made, he should have been deported after conviction, yes.
Okay. So, Governor, when you were sworn in 2021, you signed an executive order keeping many of Governor Cuomo's executive orders in place, including EO 170. Interestingly enough, you did not include EO 170.1. Are you familiar with EO 170.1?
I don't have it in front of me. I have thousands of executive orders.
I have it right here, Governor.
I'm sure you do.
And what you did, you waited several years until this year, January 16th of this year, in which you finally signed it and reinstated it into law. Why did you wait until just 4 days before Donald Trump was sworn in as president to sign EO 170.1 into law? And to refresh your memory, it basically mandates that federal immigration authorities cannot enforce civil arrests in New York State buildings. Why did you wait several years to reinstate that?
Because we had a high level of confidence that under the previous administration that people going into the courthouses, whether they're victims of crimes, witnesses of crimes, would have their rights protected. I had no
In
assurance
other words,
that would
you
happen.
believe they would not enforce federal immigration law, and you were concerned that President Trump and his administration would enforce federal immigration law?
We thought it was important for victims of crimes and witnesses to murders, for example, that they have access to courts without being threatened or intimidated.
Yeah. Speaking of crime, more than 3,200 illegal immigrants have been arrested in New York City for committing crimes while living in taxpayer-funded housing under your watch, Governor. Governor, are you aware of any law or executive order that would prevent a citizen of New York, a citizen of the United States, from facing criminal or civil enforcement in a state building?
I'm not aware.
So you think that citizens should be treated less than and have less protections than illegal immigrants?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
Our state laws say we cooperate in all criminal cases. I've made that very clear over the last
Yeah, but you're not doing that.
7
That's the
hours.
reality. Governor, do you
Truth
support,
is, we
do you
don't
support
help
the
them
New
with
York
civil
for All
enforcement
Act?
because civil
Governor,
enforcement
reclaiming my
isn't-
time. Do you
Go for it.
support the New York for All Act?
I'm not speaking about hypothetical
No,
bills.
Governor, this isn't a hypothetical. There was a sit-in in the state legislature today by activists blocking state senators from coming into the chamber. Do you support the New York for All Act? It's yes or no.
I will tell you this, I get about 1,000 bills put on my
you
desk
support
probably by
the New York
midnight
for All
tonight,
Act?
this is keeping me from doing the work of the people back home. But I can
Governor,
sit here
you've
as
done
long
a
as you
terrible
like.
job as governor. It's not keeping you from anything. Frankly, New York is better off with you down here and not in the state. The fact
don't think we're better off with you here.
The fact is, Governor, you will support the New York for All Act. You will sign it into law if it passes the
I have
state
no confidence it's
legislature.
going to pass.
You have no confidence it will pass.
I don't
If
know.
it does pass, will you sign it?
I'm not able to keep an eye on it. They're voting on
Will
the
you sign it
positions now.
into law if it passes?
I have about 1,000 bills that get
Will
passed
you
every
sign the
year.
New York for All Act into law if it
You
passes?
have to wait
yes or
and
no?
see, like every other bill.
We have to wait and see?
Yes,
Governor,
because
you
I've-
can't take a position on the New York for All Act. It would put into state statute that New York is a sanctuary state. That's why you're here. That is the exact reason why you're sitting in front of us testifying, because of your disastrous EOs, your disastrous pro-criminal policies that have resulted in the death
Chairman.
of New Yorkers.
Mr.
That is your failure. And the fact is that you can't even answer the question.
No, the
Will
reason
you
I'm
support
sitting here
the
is
New York
because
for All Act?
Republicans are
Gentlemen,
looking
Yes or no?
to
time's
deflect from the
expired.
big, bad, ugly bill that's going to hurt people.
Governor.
in your
Governor,
district.
gentlemen,
will
time's
you
expired. Governor, are you going to
support
answer
the New
his
York
question
for
when you
All
sign the
I don't know
bill?
what he's asking me.
He asked if you were going to sign the bill.
Ask anybody in the state of New York. I never say how I'm going to vote on decide on a bill until it lands on my desk.
You are the
Thousands-
governor of the state. You are supposed
I'm
to
well
lead.
aware.
You
Well
want
aware
New
I'm
York
the
to
governor
be
of
a
the state.
Gentlemen's
sanctuary
time's
state.
expired.
It's shameful. It's shameful. You can't even answer the question?
When it lands on my desk, I'll do the proper
Mr. Chair.
evaluation.
Chair
You'll do what?
recognizes.
That's
you
what
have
we
the-
You'll
do.
do what?
That's how
You'll
you
sign
become
it
a
into
governor.
law.
You'll
That's
never know.
exactly what
Okay,
you'll do.
Chair recognizes
Sign it
ranking
into law.
member.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I have
The hearing was called to order as the chair recognized Representative Mike Lawler of New York. Lawler immediately confronted Governor Kathy Hochul over New York's immigration policies, accusing the state of spending billions in taxpayer funds to provide housing, food, education, and health care to undocumented immigrants. He contrasted that spending with new costs placed on working New Yorkers, including a proposed $2,500 annual congestion toll for commuters. Turning to driver's licenses, Lawler pressed Hochul on whether she had opposed granting licenses to undocumented immigrants when she previously ran for Congress. After repeated attempts to expand her answer, the governor acknowledged that she did oppose the policy at the time, citing concerns she heard while visiting rural districts. Lawler accused her of reversing her position and demanded direct yes or no answers. Lawler then questioned Hochul on taxpayer-funded health care for undocumented immigrants. While the governor emphasized providing care for people in need, including mothers and seniors, Lawler stated that the answer was effectively yes, pointing to her expansion of Medicaid access in 2024. The exchange escalated when Lawler referenced Hochul's post-election statement that she would call ICE if someone broke the law. He asked whether she had personally contacted ICE to deport anyone. Hochul responded that New York State Police and state agencies handle such matters, arguing that law enforcement entities act on behalf of the governor. Lawler countered that she personally had not made such a call. The discussion then shifted to executive orders. Lawler questioned why Hochul waited until January 16th of this year, just days before President Donald Trump's inauguration, to reinstate Executive Order 170.1, which restricts federal immigration authorities from making civil arrests inside New York State buildings. Hochul said the delay was due to confidence that prior federal leadership would protect victims and witnesses in courthouses without intimidation. She said the order was necessary to ensure access to justice. Lawler cited crime statistics, stating that more than 3,200 undocumented immigrants had been arrested in New York City while living in taxpayer-funded housing. He asked whether U.S. citizens face similar protections against enforcement in state buildings. Hochul responded that New York cooperates fully in criminal cases, a claim Lawler strongly disputed. The confrontation intensified over the proposed New York for All Act, which would formally designate New York as a sanctuary state. Lawler repeatedly asked whether Hochul would sign the bill if it passed. The governor declined to commit, saying she does not take positions on legislation until it reaches her desk. Lawler accused Hochul of supporting the bill despite her refusal to answer directly, calling her policies disastrous and blaming them for increased crime and the deaths of New Yorkers. Hochul pushed back, saying she evaluates every bill individually and would do so again if the legislation passed. As tensions peaked, the chair announced that Lawler's time had expired. Hochul reiterated that she would not prejudge any legislation. The chair